Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kwadash, giving double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone GMS who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. It's your brother Tazapanya Banyamyan of the Sons of Yasha Alakim out here in Colorado Springs, Colorado, coming back at you again with another quick hit through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect. All right. Hey, serious times that we're in right now. What a time to be alive. All right. Matter of fact, before we get into it, let me just read this script. Started off holy. All right. Quadash. Prayer for deliverance from secret enemies. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David, Dawadah. Hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Okay. All right. So, um, you know, David right here is asking to preserve his life from the fear of the enemy. Hence why the footnote is secret enemies, man. See, we have enemies in this thing, man. Okay. And David was a man that sought after the heart of the Most High, man, which is what? His will. Okay. So 2/3 of our own people, these heathen nations, all right, and specifically Esau, Edom, which is the devil that the Bible speak of, which is your so-called Caucasian people, all right, and they're not white, all right, they are red, all right. White is a social political construct created in 1684, but that's neither here nor there. So as you can see, the topic it says prime ministers are showing, all right, that we about to enter into a shit hit the fan scenario situation. Okay, so let's go into some articles and then we're going to go straight back into these scriptures in Psalm 64. So watch this. In less than a week, right, we're going to just read the headlines. Washington Post, credible source supposedly, right? And it's crazy because look what it says at the bottom: democracy dies in darkness. Wow. Wow. Europe, Boris Johnson blames the herd, resigns to make way for new UK leader. So he stepped down. All right, resigns. Let's go now to the next one. Washington Post again. Sri Lanka president finally, look, resigns after fleeing to a second country. You see that? And what do you see right here? Tanks, man. All right. Damn near look like it's about to be martial law, over there in Sri Lanka, which is a precursor, all right, to what's about to come to Babylon the Great, which is America. Okay. Because we're at an unprecedented time. This has never happened before in less than a week. All right, four major countries, prime ministers or presidents resign. Look at this. Italian Prime Minister Mario Draghi offers resignation after coalition falls apart. This is 5 hours ago. You see? Edomite. All right, look, with the sad face. And we don't care. We're actually happy. All right. Now watch this. Look, women shouldn't be in a position of this type of power anyway, right? But what? Estonia is near the, I want to say, the Balkan Sea, if I'm not mistaken, but it's in Europe. All right, northeastern Europe. Prime Minister resigns. When did this come out? July 8th. Today is the 8th. All right. No, today's Salakia. I said today's the 8th. But this is a while back. All right. Today is the 14th. So it was about modified 6 days ago. So about a week ago. All right. So why are all of these prime ministers resigning? Okay. One, it could be a lot of information, all right, that could black or they getting blackmailed and they gotta resign. Two, all right, they could be a part of something that is very nefarious that people could, leak, so to speak. But three, my main understanding, all right, is that they know and they're trying to of what's about to come, and they're putting themselves in a position to so-called survive. And we're gonna get into some scriptures now that we got that out the way. So continuing on in the book of Psalm, chapter 64, we're gonna go down to verse 2 now. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. See, when you hear about your so-called Illuminati, right, just means what? It's Latin for illuminated ones. All right, the people that think that they have all this type of left-hand wicked knowledge and that they're deemed to rule over society as lords unto the citizens of the world as slaves. All right. And this is what their counselors want to do. They want more control. All right. The wicked, according to Malachi, which we're going to get in there, is the Edomites, so-called Caucasian race. Right. But there's also wicked people amongst, you know, the heathen nations and 2/3 of our people that basically envy their oppressor, man, because they want to be in that type of power seat, right? Like the Edomite, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. You see, and the workers of iniquity, the man of sin is Esau, Edom. All right, who wet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, right? Oh, we got to depopulate this and y'all got to take this and do that, right? Because at the end of the day, the secret council, they know what's to come, this great reset. You see, all of these kingdoms got to fall in order to bring that one world, new world order, right? Novus Ordo Seclorium, right? The order of the ages, you know, as well as the what's the name? Basically, yeah, like the one world government that is ruled by an oligarchy, a select number of people, and they want to be upon this because they know what's about to come upon the earth, man. All right, the scriptures say that they are wiser than Daniel, talking about Esau, Edom, and he gives his secret information to only people that he feel like would basically sacrifice their life or give their soul unto them, man. You see what I'm saying? Verse 4, they may shoot in secret at the perfect, all right, the Israelites. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. All right, because the main thing of them destroying and putting everybody in slavery because they know who we are, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, which are the chosen people. All right, if they keep them keep them in bondage, keep them in slavery, their mindset is that they'll rule forever. But see, there is no counsel against the Lord. All right, everything is written. They're already lost, but the Most High has put them in a delusional state on the left hand side to think that they're able to fight Yahweh Shai when he comes back. You see what I'm saying? Verse 5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. See, trying to do what? Put the chip in everybody. All right, Revelation 13, so what, 16, 17, 18, right? They commune of laying snares privily. You see, they say, who shall see them? You see, all right, so a snare is a trap, man. All right, so people don't even know that the traps that they laying out that's soon about to come, man. This orchestrated famine and supply chain crisis and energy crisis and so on and so forth. Right? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. You see, so they know what's going on. They figuring out how people gonna react when they do this and they do that. All right. So this very deep in their process. Everything is calculated, especially when you're at that high of a level, man. Prime minister, president, you're connected to a lot of people. And really the main people that you're connected to as a puppet, a mouthpiece, is to the international banking families. All right, your Rothschilds, your Rockefellers, your Oppenheimers, your DuPont, so on and so forth. Verse 7. But Elohim, Yahweh, shall shoot at them with an arrow, you see. Suddenly they shall be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. You see, like, hence why, the Georgia Godstones and so on and so forth, they always make a speech and they're talking about New World Order, right? All that see them shall flee away. You see, and this is really talking about the elect, all right, because that's the vision. All right, we see what they said, all right, and filter it through the scriptures, and we're trying to be prudent because we're trying to hide ourselves, all right, from the secret counsel that they got of what they want to do unto the perfect, which I said was the Israelites, right? The scripture says the Israelites, verse 9, and all men shall fear and shall declare the work of the Most High, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. All right, the righteous shall be glad in Yahweh and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. Right? So let's continue on. I got another script. All right, this is the book of Amos. Let's go to Amos chapter 9. All right. Hey, Shalom Soda Akim tuning in, man. All right. Yahbashim Yashabarakatam. All right, so this is the book of Amos. So look at this, right? Yahweh's judgment unavoidable, man. You see, because their inward thought that was really they're under, how do I say, the control of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua on the left hand side. Everything that they're doing, all right, is what Yahweh sanctioned them to do. You see, because it's really Yahweh himself doing it, just using them as a vessel, right? So we're going to start down to verse 2. So now this is really talking about Israelites when you understand the context, but we can use this for these other heathen nations, man. Okay, because it was talking about when judgment was coming unto the Israelites, all right, they would try to basically avoid it, but it just said Yahweh's judgment is avoidable. So isn't according to the scriptures and prophecies, the Most High is going to judge not only Babylon the Great, but all these other nations, and specifically these Edomites and these international banking families? You damn right he is. All right, verse 2. Though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. You see, in hell it just means the grave, man. All right, and where's the grave? Underground. You see what I'm saying? Because how somebody gonna dig into hell? That's how you know that inferno doctrine that is false, man. All right, so what is this saying right here, man? These doomsday bunkers, man. All right, these safe haven spots where they when shit hit the fan, so that nobody can. Because you see what happened in Sri Lanka, right? All right, the whole shit hit the fan, and they ran up in the president. Hundreds of thousands of people ran into his palace. All right, so they trying to avoid that. All right, because there's, which I did it on a video earlier. There's a high anti-government uh, uh, atmosphere that is among all nations of the people right now. All right, which is all a part of the Most High and through prophecy, uproars of the people. Right, though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. So you got a lot of your billionaires, this and that. They want to so-called go to Mars and to all the other planets, and what they got certain planes that can stay in the mist, so to speak, right under the firmament, right? That in like zero gravity, while they could be up there for months with all type of basically a flying doomsday bunker. You see what I'm saying? Thence will I bring them down. So no matter where they go, man, the Most High gonna deal with them. But they thinking what? Because right, the Sri Lanka president flee to another country, right? I bet you that there's some type of a place where he's trying to hide because all his money, because he knows what's about to come. He got secret information. Same thing with Boris Johnson. Same thing with the Italian prime minister. Same thing with the Estonian prime minister. Right? Verse 3. And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. Carmel was a mountain. All right. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. You see? So whether it be a submarine, whether they trying to hide, anywhere they trying to hide or trying to go to, because they know the karma that is coming back to them. All right. Because of all of the wickedness that they've done in that rulership position, they think that they're going to avoid it. But the scripture's saying they not. All right. So we're going to continue to move on. All right. Because like I said, we're going to make this short. All right. Let's go to Malachi now. All right. Yahweh's love for Jacob. You see? So why he's about to do this is because of his love for Jacob, man. All right. So it goes on to say the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith Yahweh. Who's he talking about? The Israelites. Yet ye say, wherein that hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, the Israelites, and I hated Esau, the Edomites, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Here's the point, verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, right? But we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts. See, they know, and they're actually orchestrating the downfall of every kingdom on the earth to bring about this great reset, all right, so they can reset it and be the controllers of the new system. You see? So they're not comfortable in the position that they want because they want more powers, is what they call in psychology the God complex. They think that they're the most high, man. All right, and it says that in Isaiah chapter 14, right? They shall build, but I will throw down. See, they're trying to build up this new world order, the fourth industrial revolution, right? But the Most High is going to throw it down. They're going to accomplish a little bit of it, all right, but before it get too out of hand, all right, the Most High is going to destroy it. Why? Because he loved the Israelites, Yasha Allah Yam. and they shall call them the border of wickedness. You see, so who's the border of wickedness? These Edomites, man. They are the man of sin. All right, they are encompassed of what you understand as wicked, man. These so-called Caucasian people, these so-called white people, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation. Indignation means righteous anger forever. All right, so his anger is not never going to leave. All right, unto the Edomites, man. All right, never going to leave. So now we're going to go into the Apocrypha. This is the additions of Esther. All right. So chapter 16 right here. We're going to start at verse 2. So to give context, if you read the book of Esther, all right, what's the name? Haman, the Edomite, all right, was trying to kill, all the Israelites when they was under the Persian captivity. But the Mossad basically set up Mordecai and his niece Esther in order to save the Israelites. All right. So after everything went about, all right, the king, as you're going to read, Artaxerxes, sent out a letter, all right, to everybody in all his uh, what's it called, provinces, and all the land that he ruled, all right, in order to to flip, you know, um, what Haman was trying to do to the Israelites, which was to kill them. All right, so we're going to start at verse 2. Many, the more often they are honored with the great bounty of their gracious princes, the more proud they are waxing, right? So the more status that they get, all right, the more proud they become. And in the book of Proverbs, it says that pride cometh before a great fall, man. All right, so these people think that they're going to, have like a ticket, so to speak, in the new empire, this new one world government, that's making its way. All right, verse 3, and endeavor to hurt not our subjects only, but not being able to bear abundance. See, they have an abundance of what? Wealth, man. All right. Do take in hand to practice also against those that do them good. You see, because they're subjects, all the citizens, they're slaves, because that's what we are. You know what I'm saying? Not only, to, this revived ancient Roman Empire, but unto the dollar, we're subject to payments, right? Like the scriptures say. All right. But we do them good. Why? Because we make them money. You see what I'm saying? Verse 4, and take not only thankfulness away from among men. You see, because they're making the people ungrateful. This is why all these uproars is happening, man. All right. They have no graciousness unto their subjects. This is why in Ecclesiasticus, right, it says that because of unrighteous dealings, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. They're not fit to rule, man. All right. And we wasn't at one point in time, but the Most High is raising up his army, all right, his elect, all right, that is going to be fit to rule, man. All right. But also lifted up with the glorious words of lewd persons. All right. See, these lewd persons would be these international banking families telling them what to do, man. I tell them, go, yo, you could rule, just do this and do that. All right, then we want you to resign, and then we're going to put you this because you already assigned all of these laws, these unrighteous decrees, and that's going to help us bring about the agenda that we want. And for you, basically sacrificing your life unto the greater good, we'll do this and do that. Give you money, put this in your bank account, and we have a bunker set for you. You see what I'm saying? That were never good. They think to escape the justice of Yahweh. You see, that seeth all things and hateth evil. How you going to escape the justice, right? Justice means to do what you have done, right? An equal balance, a fair balance. You see what I'm saying? Karma, you reap what you sow. How you going to escape that when Yahweh seeth everything, man, and he hates evil, and y'all consistently do evil, man. All you politicians, all you international banking families, and anybody that join hand in hand with them, they shall not go unpunished. Doesn't that what the scriptures say? Right? Verse 5, oftentimes also fair speech of those that are put in trust to manage their friends' affairs hath caused many that are in authority to be partakers of innocent blood. You see, you know how many people, let's say Sri Lanka, for example, you know how many people died because of them only allowing gas to go to essential vehicles, right? And people can't go to work because they don't have a so-called essential vehicle, which means that they don't work for the government. So people are only living off of one meal a day. You see what I'm saying? And how many kids and how many women, how many elders dying? You see what I'm saying? Or can't go get certain medicine and so on and so forth, right? And hath enwrapped them in remediless calamities. You see what I'm saying? So these people, man, put destruction, all right, that cannot be redeemed, man. They can't get out of. You see? Beguiling with the falsehood and deceit of their lewd disposition, the innocency and goodness of princes. You see what I'm saying? So that they're beguiling the people through falsehood and deceit, acting like what do they do when they running for presidency or prime minister to get voted in through this so-called democracy? But look, that's why what did it say? Democracy dies, man, in darkness. It's straight confusion, different ideologies, and it's dead. All that voting for this. See, the Most High's not with that voting. He made a covenant unto David, right, and to his sons for them to rule. And David is going to, be our prince, man. Yahweh Shah is going to be the Lord of Lord, King of Kings. And then after Yahweh Shah, David, after David, the rest of the 144,000, man, all right, to rule over the whole earth. After them, the 1/3. All right, going back. Verse 7, now ye may see this as we have declared, not so much by ancient histories, as ye may, if we search what hath been wickedly done of late through the pestilent behavior of them that are unworthily placed in authority. You see? So these people was placed in authority unworthily, man. They showed through their action, man. You see what I'm saying? They showed through their action. And this is why the Most High is about to put a worthy people in authority, which is who? His people, the Israelites, because he's bringing them through the furnace of affliction, all right, to bring them out as gold, all right, so that they can be in their righteous place as rulers, as kings, as gods, as priests, right? I'm gonna leave it at that. Right? So now we're gonna go to James 5. We'll go to James chapter 5, and then we'll end it. We'll end it right there. We'll end it right there. All right, misuse of riches, you see. James 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men, right? You international banking families and all the people that have joined hand in hand with them. You see what I'm saying? Your politicians, those that have been lobbied, paid off, right? Weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. See, so it's already prophesied that misery is going to come upon all these people, all right? Your Boris Johnsons, right? Your Sri Lankan presidents, right? Your Italian prime ministers, your Estonian prime ministers, all right? They think that they're putting themselves in a position of power, all right, by strategically resigning, all right, all at the same time of what's to come, right? Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth eaten. You see what I'm saying? So what is it saying? All right. Everything that they got through corruption, man. All right. And their garments are moth eaten. All right. If a moth come and eat your garments, there's gonna be holes in it. So so they found they assed out, as we would say, you know what I mean? In Brooklyn. We see what you're doing, man. You see what I'm saying? Oh, have the hidden things of Esau been searched out? You see what I'm saying? We understand through the scriptures, all right, what they trying to do. You see what I'm saying? They trying to put themselves in a position that other people can't do because they don't have money to do so, right? Which is, prepare for what's to come. And that's what they doing right now. They know, especially Europe. You see, especially Europe, because they know Europe, when you get into the Nord Stream 1 and no gas and energy prices about to skyrocket and the food and everything is going to be a total hellhole in Europe. Watch what I tell you. You see what I'm saying? And I speak as a man, but this is how this is what it's leading up to. This is what it seems to be leading up to, man. And then eventually it's going to come right here into America on the shores of Babylon the Great. Verse 3. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as if it were fire, Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. See, together, man, they come and they have a secret council. It's not just one; they all working together, man. All the you don't think on lines, their phones and shit on speed dial. They got all the presidents of all these other countries, especially your EU and NATO countries. That's the beast, man. All right, but like in Daniel, all right, the 10 toes. Some are clay, some are iron. You feel me? And a lot of them don't. It's not agreeing with each other, just like iron don't mix with clay. And eventually, then all of them are not going to agree with America because the beast gonna hate the whore, man. They're gonna send them nuclear missiles to destroy this place, man. All right, verse 4. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, right? So all of us, all these citizens that we're the ones that's building up this kingdom for them to live lavishly, right? Specifically, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, because we under the curses of the Most High, Yahweh, which is of you kept back by fraud, right? Because everything that they got was by fraud, man. You want to go back into the Federal Reserve. You see what I'm saying? The dollar is not backed upon anything. All right, they just printing money, which is causing inflation, and they're doing it purposely in order to crash the economy, so they can get the Great Reset, so that they can have a solution, which they already have. All right, so people could be desperate and go to the government to ask for help, and they're gonna say, "We'll pay for everything." You see what I'm saying? Just you got to take this chip, which is what the mark of the beast, man. Crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. You feel me? So, specifically the elect, man, we crying, man. All right, in the spirit. Like, yo, come back and save us, man. All right, send your son, Yahweh Shai, man, to come destroy this place and bring up the elect. Lord willing, we of that number. Verse 5, ye have lived in pleasure on the earth. When you see that Sri Lanka president, his palace, and the pool that they all jumped in, he was living in pleasure, right? And been want and so mad, and if they not even the international banking family. So imagine the international banking families, man, the islands they got, the mansions, the castles, you know what I mean? And have been wanton, undisciplined. Ye have nourished your hearts, as in the day of slaughter, as like a feast. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you. You see? So this is all that's what's going on right now. This is all that's what's going on right now. All right. So this is no time, to have your head up your ass or under a rock or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Because there is no coincidence, all right, that all these presidents and prime ministers, all right, are resigning at the same time. Why are you looking at I got a whole list in my notes of what just happened in the last week. Shit is about to hit the fan, man. Right? And if you don't have the covering of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, the Lord is going to destroy you. You're going to be destroyed through the wrath of the Lord, man, whether it be by sword, whether it be by starvation, famine, whether it be by the beast, the tear, all right, and any other plague that the Most High want to send, right? And this is why we're doing what we're doing, so we don't, because we have a fear of the Lord, and the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, man. You see what I'm saying? Because we don't want to get caught up on the left hand side of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so these people know what's going on. Remember, we just read that they do a diligent search, man, specifically Esau, Edom. All right, so they know what's about to happen. All right, we just entered into the second half of 2022, man. All inflate. They saying they lying about the inflation. It's at 9.1% right now. Some people saying it's in double digits, man. All right. Oh, people talking about gas went down, but gas is about to skyrocket, man. All right. They were saying I was listening to on a podcast earlier for Europe, and since all these European is resigning, they have a feeling because Nord Stream 1 is going through maintenance right now that July 22nd, because July 21st is when they're supposed to run it back up, that Russia is not going to turn on the oil pipeline. And if they don't turn on the oil pipeline, all your energy is going to skyrocket because there is no energy left. Your natural gases, your oils for your trucks and your cars. You see? So they know something that the sheeples don't, man. Okay, but what does the elect know? The scriptures through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and Isaiah 33 and 6. While people lose their shit, lose their mind, because shit gonna hit the fan, all holy hell gonna break loose. Isaiah 33 and 6. For wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation, for the fear of the Lord is his treasure. This is a treasurable thing, all right, to fear the Lord of what's coming on this earth, man. All right, this is what is going to give us strength of knowing that the Most High is going to save us. Because what is wisdom and knowledge going to be the stability of that times, and he that endureth to the end shall be saved, man. You see, so this wisdom and knowledge is key right now. You see what I'm saying, of what's going on. Yahushua told us to watch and pray. So I'm gonna leave it at that, man. Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect. All shit about to hit the fan. This ain't no 2, 3, 5 years, 10 years down. Yahushua is coming back. We're gonna see that so-called black man crack them skies, man, with the angels, man, and them so-called UFOs, which are really the chariots of Israel. All right. While the whole world gonna try to fight him, and he gonna destroy them quickly and swiftly. All right, and he gonna be beaming up his elect. I am putting them back in their right order, man. Lord willing, we of that, of that number, as well as all the other Akim. All right. So this is no joke thing right now. You see what I'm saying? We gotta stay, gird up the loins of our mind. You know what I mean? Because we about to see things we never seen before. Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble. Why else on some unprecedented like this? All these prime ministers in the middle of the summer, right, is doing what? Resigning. All right, because they know shit about to hit the fan, which is biblically called Jacob's trouble. Let's get that in Jeremiah real quick, chapter 30, verse 7. I'm gonna just read it. All right. All right, Jeremiah. Let's see if we can see it right there. Boom. Chapter 30, verse 7. And it reads, Alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. We're coming into a time that this has never happened before, hence the word unprecedented. All right, pre means before. This has never happened before. What we're seeing and what we're going to see. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. It's going to be the great tribulation, Jacob's trouble. Great, see, it just said the day is great. Tribulation, trouble, same thing for who? It's primarily you Israelites, man, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because we're at the bottom. One of the curses says, you shall be the tail and your enemy shall be the head, right? So, wisdom is a defense and money is a defense. So a lot of us don't have the type of money like these prime ministers do to go hard. But see, matter of fact, let's do that. Let me read this and I'm gonna end it off. The spirit, but he shall be saved out of it. Who? The elect. The elect is going to be saved out of what the times that we've never seen before. It's going to be way worse than we even think. This is why we are not in that we're in the spirit of spiritual prepping, so to speak. You see what I'm saying? But let's go to Psalms 147. We're gonna end it. We're gonna end it there. We're gonna end it there. All right. Psalms 147. Nah, Psalms 149. Salat. Psalms 149. Y'all brothers that is in the know where I'm going. Right. So this is the book of Psalms, chapter 149. We're gonna start off at verse 6. Let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth. All right, what is that? Just speaking this truth, man. All right, we praising the Most High's name by giving these prophecies and telling our people to repent and giving them the true name of the Lord Yahweh Yahweh Shai on them street corners. Wisdom cried out in the streets, and a two-edged sword in their hand. All right, the scriptures is a two-edged sword according to Hebrews 4:12, but also in the kingdom we're gonna have a real sword, man. Why? Verse 7: to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. You see, so a lot of these people, right, they're going to live throughout the nuclear war that is prophesied in the scriptures, which is a third war, World War III. But what is it going to do? Through spiritual power, through these new bodies, we're going to be able to find them easily, go get them, and literally put chains upon them, man. Fetters of iron. Verse 9, to what? To execute upon them the judgment written. Didn't we read before, all right, that Yahweh's judgment is unavoidable, right? This honor have all his saints. The saints is who? The Israelites. All right, praise ye Yahweh. See, that's something to pray. That's we praise Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, because what he said, his word don't go out void, is always going to get done. All right, and it's an honorable thing to put vengeance upon these heathen and put these people in slavery that had us in slavery. All right. So Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect, and to the next I'm gonna say Shalom. Kwam Yasharala Baba Bo. Shalom, Shalom.